Do you have these top 9 most ultra-rare Washington quarter dollars? Please don't spend these to look for your pocket change for more than $1 million. Even if your dollars don't help you retire early, they could still be worth more than face value. Coin valuation depends on several factors, including rarity. Point 5. The 1984 P Washington quarter, like all coins, carries both numismatic value and historical significance. Let's delve into both aspects, exploring its design, minting process, value, and historical context. The P mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia, one of the oldest mint facilities in the United States. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, but starting in 1980, the mint began adding the P mark to the coins to distinguish them from those minted at other locations. Error coins. Error coins are those that have some deviation from the standard minting process, resulting in unique characteristics. These errors can occur during the striking process due to mechanical issues or flaws in the dies used to stamp the coins. One common type of error is the misalignment of the dies, resulting in off-center strikes. Another type is the presence of foreign objects or debris on the coin dies, which can cause anomalies like die cracks or cuds. The most sought-after error coins are those with significant deviations from the norm, such as double strikes, planchet errors, issues with the metal blanks used to stamp the coins, or missing elements like dates or mint marks. Error coins can vary widely in value depending on their rarity, the severity of the error, and collector demand. Value. Determining the value of an error coin like the 1984 P Washington quarter requires considering several factors. Severity of the error. The more dramatic the error, the higher the potential value of the coin. A significant misstrike or a major die crack, for example, can greatly enhance a coin's worth. Rarity. If the error is uncommon or unique, the coin may command a higher price among collectors seeking unusual specimens for their collections. Condition. As with all coins, the condition plays a crucial role in determining value. Even rare error coins may not fetch high prices if they are heavily worn or damaged. Collector demand. Ultimately, the value of any coin, error or not, is determined by collector demand. Coins that are highly sought after by collectors can command premium prices, regardless of their rarity or condition. Conclusion. The 1984 P Washington quarter, with its distinctive mint mark and potential for error, embodies both the artistry of coin design and the unpredictability of the minting process. As a tangible artifact of its time, it also serves as a reminder of the historical events and cultural trends that shaped the era in which it was minted. Whether valued for its numismatic worth or its historical significance, this coin remains a fascinating collectible for numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. In 1982, the Washington quarter continued its legacy, although the coin itself did not undergo any significant design changes. However, this year marked a transition in the composition of the quarter, from being predominantly copper to a copper-nickel-clad composition. Prior to 1965, quarters, along with other denominations, were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to the rising cost of silver and changes in the economic landscape, the U.S. Mint began transitioning to the copper-nickel-clad composition, which is still in use today. The switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition had several implications for the value and collectability of quarters. Firstly, it meant that quarters minted after 1965 would no longer contain silver, significantly reducing their intrinsic value compared to their pre-1965 counterparts. Secondly, the change in composition also affected the minting process, as the copper-nickel-clad quarters required different machinery and techniques compared to their silver predecessors. In terms of value, 1982 Washington quarters, like most modern quarters, are primarily valued based on their condition, rarity, and mint mark. Mint marks indicate where a coin was produced and can significantly affect its value. Quarters minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear a D mint mark and those from San Francisco bear an S mint mark. Quarters minted in Philadelphia tend to be more common compared to those minted in Denver or San Francisco, and thus usually have lower values. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine condition, with minimal wear and tear, are generally more valuable to collectors compared to those that are heavily circulated or damaged. The grading scale commonly used for coins ranges from poor to perfect uncirculated, or mint state, with various grades in between such as fair, about good, very fine, very fine, extremely fine, and about uncirculated. The higher the grade, the higher the value of the coin. In conclusion, the 1982 P. Washington quarter holds both numismatic and historical significance. While the switch to a copper-nickel clad composition reduced its intrinsic value compared to earlier silver quarters, it remains a cherished part of American coinage history. Collectors and enthusiasts continue to appreciate the quarter for its design, craftsmanship, and the stories it tells about America's past. Whether as a collectible item, an investment, or simply a piece of pocket change, the 1982 P. Washington quarter continues to captivate the imaginations of individuals across the country. To delve into the value and history of the 1980 P. Washington quarter, we must first understand its significance within the broader context of numismatics and the socio-economic landscape of the time. Historical context. The 1980s was a period marked by significant global and domestic events, ranging from political shifts to economic fluctuations. In the United States, the presidency of Ronald Reagan defined much of the decade, characterized by conservative policies, economic deregulation, and a renewed emphasis on American exceptionalism. In the realm of numismatics, the 1980s were relatively stable compared to other periods marked by significant changes in coinage materials or designs. However, the coins minted during this time still carry the echoes of history and serve as tangible reminders of the era in which they were produced. Minting process and production. The P Mint mark on the 1980 P Washington quarter signifies that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest operating mints in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint, established in 1792, has played a crucial role in producing circulating coinage for the nation. During the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint, along with other mint facilities across the country, utilized traditional coinage methods to produce millions of quarters for circulation. These methods involved blanking, annealing, upsetting, striking, and inspecting each coin to ensure quality and consistency. The 1980 P. Washington quarter, like most circulating coins of its time, was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, commonly referred to as cupronickel. This alloy, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, provided the coin with durability and resistance to wear while maintaining its distinctive appearance. Numismatic value. Determining the numismatic value of a 1980 P. Washington quarter involves considering various factors, including its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. As a coin primarily intended for circulation, the 1980 P quarter is widely available in circulated condition and does not typically command significant premiums. However, coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, particularly those with pristine surfaces and sharp details, may carry a slight premium among collectors seeking high-quality specimens. Additionally, coins exhibiting errors or varieties, such as double dies or off-center strikes, could command higher prices due to their rarity and appeal to specialized collectors. The value of a 1980 P. Washington quarter can also fluctuate based on broader market trends, collector preferences, and economic factors. While it may not be considered a key date or highly sought-after variety, the coin still holds value as a tangible piece of American history and a representation of numismatic traditional. The 1969 D. Washington quarter is one of the many coins in circulation that has garnered attention from collectors due to its potential value and historical significance. While it may seem like just another quarter, certain factors contribute to its allure, especially if it bears a specific error. Historical context. Before delving into the specifics of the 1969 D quarter, it's essential to understand the broader historical context surrounding the coin. In 1969, the United States was in the midst of significant social and political changes. The nation was grappling with the aftermath of the Vietnam War, civil rights movements, and the ongoing space race. Against this backdrop, coins served as everyday artifacts, reflecting the economic and cultural landscape of the time. In 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using 90% silver in coins to a copper-nickel clad composition due to rising silver prices. This change affected the quarter as well. Consequently, quarters minted after 1964 contain no silver content. For the 1969 D. Washington quarter, one of the most sought-after error varieties is the double die or double die error. This error occurs when the coin's design elements are struck by a die that has been engraved with a doubled image, typically due to a misalignment during the die creation process. As a result, certain features on the coin appear doubled, creating a distinct and visually striking effect. Value and rarity. Determining the value of a 1969 D Washington quarter, especially one with a notable error, requires careful assessment and consideration of various factors, including its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Error coins, particularly those with prominent and well-documented errors like the double die, can command significantly higher prices than their regular counterparts. The value of an error coin is often influenced by its scarcity and the level of interest it generates within the numismatic community. As collectors seek to complete their collections or acquire unique pieces, coins with distinctive errors become prized possessions, driving up their market value. Market trends and collecting. The market for error coins, including the 1969 D Washington quarter, is dynamic and subject to fluctuations based on prevailing economic conditions, collector trends, and other external factors. While certain coins may experience periods of heightened demand and increased value, their worth can also be influenced by changes in the broader numismatic landscape. For collectors, acquiring error coins represents more than just a financial investment. It's a passion rooted in a fascination with history, craftsmanship, and the allure of the rare and unusual. Whether they're seasoned numismatists or novice enthusiasts, collectors play a vital role in preserving these artifacts and ensuring their continued relevance for future generations. The 1973 Washington quarter holds a special place in the hearts of many collectors and numismatists due to its historical significance, design elements, and potential value. To thoroughly explore its value and history, we'll delve into several aspects, including its background, design, minting process, rarity, and current market value. The 1973 Washington quarter. The 1973 Washington quarter was struck by the United States Mint as part of its regular coinage production. It is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams. Like other quarters of its time, it bears the same obverse and reverse designs as its predecessors. Minting process and varieties. The coins were produced at several mint facilities across the United States, including the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint. Each mint facility is identified by a mint mark, located on the reverse side of the coin beneath the wreath. For example, the P mint mark represents the Philadelphia Mint, D for the Denver Mint, and S for the San Francisco Mint. While the 1973 Washington quarter is not known for any major varieties or errors, there may be minor die varieties or minting anomalies that collectors seek out. These could include double dies, repunched mint marks, or other subtle differences in the strike or design. Rarity and collectability. In terms of mintage figures, the 1973 Washington quarter is not considered rare compared to some earlier dates. However, its availability in high grades, such as mint state, MS, 65 or higher, can vary, affecting its value to collectors. Current market value. The value of a 1973 Washington quarter depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and demand from collectors. As of the time of this writing, a circulated 1973 Washington quarter typically sells for its face value or slightly above in numismatic circles. However, coins in higher grades, such as MS 65 or better, can command a premium. Conclusion. In summary, the 1973 Washington quarter is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, with its own unique story and characteristics. While it may not be the rarest or most valuable coin in the series, it still holds significant value and interest for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1973 Washington quarter is worth exploring for its historical significance, design elements, and potential value in the numismatic market. The 1968 Washington quarter is a piece of American numismatic history, though it doesn't carry any significant errors or varieties that drive up its value substantially. However, to provide a comprehensive overview, let's delve into the value, history, and some notable aspects of the 1968 Washington quarter. Value of the 1968 Washington quarter. The 1968 Washington quarter, in circulated condition, typically carries a value close to its face value of 25 cents. Unless it's in exceptional condition or has some unique error or variety, its worth remains relatively low. However, in uncirculated condition or if it's part of a mint set, its value might be slightly higher, typically ranging from $100 to $1,000, depending on its condition and other factors such as mint mark and rarity. History of the 1968 Washington Quarter. 1968 marked a significant year in American history, with numerous social and political events shaping the nation's landscape. However, in the realm of numismatics, the 1968 Washington Quarter wasn't particularly notable for any groundbreaking design changes or minting innovations. The 1968 Washington Quarter didn't undergo any significant design changes or minting errors that would distinguish it from other quarters of the era. It was minted using the same composition, copper-nickel clad, as previous issues, and the standard diameter and weight remained consistent. Error coins. While the 1968 Washington Quarter isn't known for any major errors or varieties, it's essential to mention some of the common types of errors collectors often seek. Double die obverse, DDO. Off-center strikes. Die cracks or cuds. Wrong planchet errors. While these errors can add value to a coin, their occurrence is relatively rare, especially for coins struck for circulation. Collecting and investment potential. Despite its lack of significant errors or varieties, the 1968 Washington Quarter remains a part of American numismatic history. For collectors interested in assembling a complete set of Washington Quarters, including coins from every year and mint mark, the 1968 issue is a necessary addition. In conclusion, the 1968 Washington Quarter may not boast any remarkable errors or varieties that significantly affect its value, but it remains a fascinating piece of American coinage history. Its design, production, and circulation contribute to the broader narrative of numismatics, making it a worthy addition to any collection. Whether you're a collector, investor, or simply intrigued by the stories coins tell, the 1968 Washington Quarter is a piece worth exploring. The 1967 Washington Quarter is a numismatic curiosity because it's not a year that is widely recognized as being minted for circulation. However, it was indeed struck, but not intended for general circulation. Instead, the 1967 Washington Quarters were produced in small numbers, primarily for collectors and numismatists. The story behind these quarters and their value is a fascinating blend of history, coin collecting, and the intricacies of the United States Mint. History. Background of the 1967 Washington Quarter. The 1967 Washington Quarter was minted during a period of transition for U.S. coinage. In the mid-1960s, the United States was experiencing a coin shortage due to hoarding, primarily of silver coins. This hoarding was driven by the intrinsic silver value in coins minted before 1965 when they were composed of 90% silver. As a result, the United States Mint was under pressure to change the composition of its coins to curb the hoarding and to reduce production costs. The shift away from silver. To address the coin shortage and reduce production costs, the U.S. Mint began transitioning from silver-based coinage to clad coinage, which is composed of a copper-nickel alloy. This transition started with the dime and the quarter. In 1965, the dime and quarter were both changed from 90% silver to a copper-nickel clad composition. However, the U.S. Mint continued to strike some quarters in 1966 and 1967 with a 40% silver content for collectors and special sets. The Special Mint Sets. In 1965, the U.S. Mint introduced Special Mint Sets, SMS, as an alternative to proof sets. These sets contained coins with a higher quality finish than coins intended for circulation but were not as meticulously crafted as proof coins. The 1967 Washington Quarters were included in these Special Mint Sets, making them somewhat unique compared to other quarters minted that year. Value. Rarity and collectability. Despite not being intended for circulation, the 1967 Washington Quarter is relatively common compared to other rare coins. However, its value lies in its status as a collector's item. Since it was only produced as part of the Special Mint Sets, obtaining a 1967 Washington Quarter in uncirculated condition can be a challenge. Collectors often seek out these quarters to complete their sets of Special Mint Set coins or to add to their collections of Washington Quarters. Condition and grading. As with any collectible coin, the value of the 1967 Washington Quarter is heavily influenced by its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated condition with minimal signs of wear and abrasions command higher prices than those that show signs of circulation. Grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, assess the condition of coins and assign them a grade on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. Market value. The market value of the 1967 Washington quarter can fluctuate based on supply and demand dynamics within the numismatic community. As of current date, a typical uncirculated 1967 Washington quarter might sell for anywhere from $5 to $20, depending on its condition and other factors such as appeal and scarcity within the marketplace. Coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by a reputable grading service tend to command higher prices. The Washington quarter, a coin that holds a special place in American numismatic history, was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin features a left-facing profile of the first President of the United States, George Washington, while the reverse depicts an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing America's readiness for war and its desire for peace. In 1966, the Washington quarter continued to be minted with the same design, but with a composition change. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, but due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint shifted to a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel for quarters starting in 1965. This composition was used until 1999, after which the composition changed again, with the introduction of the statehood quarters program. The 1966 Washington quarter, like most quarters from the mid-1960s onward, does not contain any silver. Therefore, its value is primarily based on its numismatic interest rather than its intrinsic metal value. In circulated condition, a 1966 Washington quarter typically holds a value of around face value to a few dollars, depending on its condition and any unique characteristics it may possess, such as mint errors or special varieties. In uncirculated or mint condition, the value of a 1966 Washington quarter can be higher, especially if it has been well preserved. Mint state examples, graded by professional grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can fetch higher prices, potentially reaching into the $100 or even $1,000 for coins in top grades. When assessing the value of a 1966 Washington quarter, collectors and dealers consider factors such as the coin's mint mark, its condition, graded on a scale from poor to mint state, any mint errors or varieties, and its overall eye appeal. The Philadelphia Mint, which does not use a mint mark, struck the majority of 1966 quarters, while the Denver Mint, marked with a D, and the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S, also produced smaller quantities. It's important to note that while the 1966 Washington quarter may not hold significant intrinsic value due to its lack of silver content, it still holds historical and cultural significance as a part of America's coinage history. As a circulating coin, it played a role in everyday commerce during a time of great change in American society, making it a fascinating piece for collectors interested in the intersection of numismatics and history. Overall, the 1966 Washington quarter is a piece of numismatic history that offers collectors the opportunity to own a tangible piece of America's past. While its value may not be as high as some earlier issues due to its lack of silver content. The year 1965 marked a significant shift in the production of Washington quarters. Prior to this year, these quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a tradition dating back to the inception of the Washington quarter in 1932. However, due to the rising price of silver and economic pressures, the composition of the quarter changed in 1965. This shift, along with other historical factors, has contributed to both the numismatic value and historical significance of the 1965 Washington quarter. Historical context. To understand the significance of the 1965 Washington quarter, it's crucial to examine the historical context in which it was produced. The mid-1960s were a period of economic turbulence in the United States. The country was grappling with the escalating costs of the Vietnam War, as well as the rising inflation rates of the era. Additionally, the price of silver had surged, leading to concerns about the cost-effectiveness of minting coins with high silver content. Amid these economic challenges, the United States government made the decision to alter the composition of certain coins, including the Washington quarter. The Coinage Act of 1965 authorized the minting of clad coins, which were made from a combination of copper and nickel. This move was intended to reduce production costs and alleviate the strain on the nation's silver reserves. Composition change. The transition from silver to clad composition had a profound impact on the Washington quarter. The 1965 Washington quarter was the first in the series to be composed of clad materials, specifically 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a pure copper core. This change was readily apparent to the public, as the new quarters lacked the distinctive luster and weight of their silver predecessors. Despite the shift in composition, the design of the Washington quarter remained unchanged. The obverse continued to feature the iconic profile of George Washington, while the reverse showcased John Flanagan rendition of a heraldic eagle. Numismatic value. The 1965 Washington quarter holds both historical and numismatic significance for collectors. Its status as the first clad quarter in the series makes it a noteworthy addition to any collection. However, its value is influenced by several factors, including its condition, rarity, and historical context. In terms of rarity, the 1965 Washington quarter is not considered a key date in the series. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1.8 billion quarters in 1965, while the Denver and San Francisco mints also contributed to the coin's mintage. As a result, the 1965 quarter is relatively abundant compared to other dates in the series. Condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of the 1965 Washington quarter. Uncirculated examples with sharp details and original luster command higher prices on the collector's market. Conversely, quarters that exhibit signs of wear or damage may have diminished value.